As a part of ASUS's OLED laptop range, the Vivobook Pro 14 OLED stands out as a well-rounded machine, perfect for creating and even light gaming on the go. It aptly features a 2.8K resolution OLED screen, coupled with an AMD Ryzen 5 CPU that utilises its integrated Radeon graphics to power each task you throw at it. Hello and welcome to Box, where we unbox, review and demonstrate the latest tech. Opening up the box, you'll find the laptop itself plus the charging cable and power brick along with the typical warranty and user guides. Setup was super quick and simple, and once you're into the desktop, I can see that vibrant OLED display. Getting into the overall design, I'd say this laptop has a rather understated look. Its chassis follows the classic sleek design and with only a small raised Vivobook emblem on its lid. But there is a bit of added flair on the inside, with that warning striped enter key taking the main stage. Though I quite like this traditionally classic grey colouring, there's also a cool silver version if that better suits your personality. It is great to see that it also comes with an inbuilt webcam too, but what's even more appealing is its extra privacy feature, utilising a privacy shield activated by a physical switch next to the webcam itself. The extension on the screen is pretty average, but it does push back far enough to help it angle away from glare and adjust the position depending on the desk height. One of the crowning features for me is that it feels lightweight and portable, weighing around 1.4 kilograms and measuring just 18.9 millimeters thick, so it's easy to carry around with me, and it's also small enough to fit nicely into a bag. As the laptop has been made with slimness and portability in mind, there's a slight reduction in the selection of ports on its sides that you might find on a bulkier machine, but it does come with enough of the necessities, so it should be more than enough for most users. On the left hand side, you'll find two USB-A 2.0 ports and a charge indicator light, while on the right you'll find a 3.5mm headphone jack, a micro SD card reader, a USB-C port, an HDMI port, a USB-A 3.2 port, and the port for the power cable. The keyboard is a nice size, and each key is distinguishable and satisfying to press, with its controllable backlighting coming in handy when using the laptop in darker environments. The backlight is quite subtle even in those darker environments, but it does make a difference in low light, bringing a little bit of separation out in those shallow keys. Thanks to the slim nature, the keystrokes themselves are shallow, making for an almost silent typing experience. While there is a slight flex in the keyboard itself, I wouldn't say it was entirely noticeable when typing both regularly and at speed. You do get quite a few handy function keys along the top, giving you quick access to volume controls, screen brightness, and even taking screenshots, which is also a welcome extra that I'd never say no to. In the top right of the keyboard, there's a slightly recessed power button that also doubles up as a fingerprint scanner for the Vivobook's one-touch login method. Now this is great for adding that extra layer of security, and also worked every time I tried, which is a bonus. And the setup itself was pretty simple, only taking a couple of minutes out of my time. Moving on to the trackpad, it's definitely a thing of beauty. Now its extra large size does give you a bit more space to glide on, and it feels great when needing to use both hands. In comparison to the laptop body though, its coating is much smoother, giving it a lovely polished feel when scrolling and clicking. Speaking of, the left and right click are also pretty responsive and easy to register, even though they can be a little bit loud occasionally. Additionally, as with most other ASUS laptops, they have continued with their integration of their Magic Touch number pad technology, transforming the touchpad into a digital number pad when needed by simply touching the icon in the top left corner. This is also handy keeping a feature just out of sight and utilising all of that space for the most used keys on the keyboard. Now the display on this laptop is most definitely its focal point. It's a 14-inch 2880 by 1800 Nano Edge OLED panel with an 84% screen to body ratio. It's plenty of room for general browsing and for working across multiple windows, but with a relatively thin bezel, it works best in creative programs and watching full screen videos. With 100% DCI P3 color gamut and validated Pantone color display, it will really make a difference if you're planning on using it for more professional color grading, but as it has a higher than average resolution too, it comes to life no matter what you're viewing, with colors and contrast remaining vibrant and deep across the board. Now ASUS boasts a screen brightness of up to 600 nits, which provides more than enough visibility when viewing darker images, using it in both light and dark conditions. I often found that the brightness levels were quite impressive, even coming out a little too bright at times. I did keep the levels between 50 and 100, changing it for the darker scenes to help bring out those details. Now the overall viewing angle is pretty decent, though you may start to lose the picture at very drastic angles. The glossy finish can also bring out glare when directed at harsh lighting, but I take this slight sacrifice if it means that I get to enjoy enjoy that incredibly crisp detail and vibrant colour that's often brought out by that glossier display. For the casual gamer though, you can also enjoy a 90Hz display, which means any gaming you do on this machine will be smooth and also allow you to hit those desired higher frame rates. Of course, this isn't a gamer-focused laptop, and it doesn't go heavy on the stats that you'd expect to see on a gamer laptop, but for what it's worth, it's still good for some of those light performance games, like Sims and Minecraft, and quite a few online competitive games like Valorant and Fortnite. Now when it comes to internal specs, it's available in up to an AMD Ryzen 9 processor that makes use of its powerful AMD Radeon integrated graphics. Memory-wise, you get up to 8GB of DDR4 RAM and a super fast NVMe SSD with a max capacity of 1TB, which is great for housing all of your most used applications and launching them at pretty quick speeds. This version we have here does also have a dedicated NVIDIA RTX 3050 GPU, but if you aren't looking to use the machine for much gaming and will instead use it for more productivity and content creation, then the integrated graphics will also work just as well. Now to keep all of this cool, the laptop is equipped with a dual fan cooling system and ASUS's Ice Cool Plus technology, which does really help maximize the laptop's performance and keep it from being hindered by overheating. Now using it on general tasks, I felt like it didn't really get hot, and that was just after playing video content for a few hours straight. When using it for more intensive tasks like video editing and a spot of basic gaming, the fan noise remained low, which was a surprise knowing some laptop fans can be distracting, and I didn't feel the need to alter the volume in order to compensate. Now moving on to sounds you actually want to hear, the Vivobook 14 Pro boasts a Harman Kardon certified integrated speaker system which is said to produce a premium audio experience whether you're listening to music or watching a movie. For a lightweight, low-cost laptop, I was again surprised by the sound quality when testing it on a few of my favourite movie scenes and game trailers. It may not be one of the most detailed soundscapes that I've ever heard from a laptop, but across all content I watched, the vocals and the effects were clear with a decent amount of bass. Now to give you a better insight, here are a few examples of the volume set to max, played across gameplay, film scenes, and music.
What do those pulses indicate? What? Oh, the beeps and blips? We don't know.
Some of our information about outer space may no longer be completely accurate.
1 entity remaining.
As mentioned a little bit earlier, this laptop is geared more towards productivity and creative tasks rather than gaming. However, that doesn't mean that it can't be used for gaming at all. Less intensive games like Minecraft, League of Legends, and some shooters like Valorant can be played smoothly on this machine, with some of the more intense graphical settings lowered here and there. When testing out Valorant, for example, though, I had an enjoyable experience with very little sign of struggle. The gameplay was smooth, uninterrupted by stuttering or lag, and the graphic quality was set quite high. Now, I did run the game on default settings, but from what I could tell, the performance was pretty high quality overall, so I can say with confidence that I feel like the laptop can comfortably play games without any struggle. However, the real test for this laptop was seeing how it runs creative software like Premiere Pro and Photoshop. Now, when testing both individually, I didn't notice any crashes or performance issues, and they both ran smoothly during various in-app tasks. It was only when trying to run them both simultaneously that the laptop did slow down a bit, and the previous smoothness became slightly more sluggish and a little stuttery, but just prioritizing one program at a time ran apps like Premiere Pro incredibly well, especially considering that I was working with 4K video footage here. It was only on small instances where the app seemed to stutter and stop for a moment or two, and to be fair, there was only one instance of this that I could see after using these apps continuously for about an hour or two. I was mostly impressed with its video editing capabilities, and despite editing video directly off an SD card that was plugged in via the USB-C and running the playback on full quality, I was genuinely pleased to see that I could edit completely unhindered. With the increase in those working remotely, having an integrated webcam and mic makes a huge difference when staying connected to colleagues. In terms of quality, the Vivobook 14 Pro features a 720p HD camera that provides a wide view along with a microphone that can be used in combination with ASUS's Clear Voice feature. So here I am in a very well lit space, and as you can see, the quality is very good. You can see my face really clearly, and it's pretty evenly lit. Moving into a slightly darker portion of the room, you can see the quality has dipped ever so slightly, but it's still picking up my face and you can still see me perfectly clear. Now this laptop does have a built-in microphone that you can mute when you're not using it. The quality is good enough to pick up my voice, and it's also perfectly fine for making video calls. Overall, this laptop exceeded my expectations. Yes, I do have the higher tier specs with this one, but I feel that you could even benefit from the lower tier side of the range with high quality features that don't change across the variations, like that OLED display and the lightweight build perfect for general use and taking it on the go. Its display takes center stage though, providing vibrant colors, deep contrast, and crystal clear images, making anything you do a feast for the eyes. Although you do need to spend a bit more to get that dedicated GPU, its processing power in the lower tier variation is still more than enough to run lightweight games and keep up with that creative software with ease. Now, it's a brilliant option for those looking for a machine for the everyday workload, while also supporting some of those harder wearing tasks just when you need it. So what are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Box, where we have plenty of hands-on reviews on the latest tech. And as always, thanks for watching.